gonna wait. And we're doing it.
Are we doing it well?
We're doing it right. Oh, man.
I feel knew exactly
Doing
what I
it
was
and
talking
doing
about.
it, doing it well. Doing it and doing it.
We do not own the rights to this music.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Sorry.
Right? We did not get licensed for this.
Straight out of Brooklyn. Okay.
This is becoming a rap session.
That's
Oh,
rap.
don't get me going. I can do several a cappella.
Let's start. Okay, so hi everyone. Welcome to week
40.
Week 40. Oh my goodness.
Woo woo.
Week 40 of Threads of Wisdom. We are the children of the crossroads. I am the high priestess Lola.
I am the high priest Silenus.
And woohoo! Just to tell you a little bit about Threads of Wisdom, the Threads of Wisdom was created by the Golden Thread Grove in Idaho. It is a teaching tool for your year and a day pagan basics. Each week that you attend, you will receive an image of the topic we discussed. Golden Thread Grove has requested that these images not be distributed to anyone that has not participated in a discussion on a particular topic. And if you attend every week, at the end of the year, you will have 52 cards that can also be used as a divination tool.
What we like to call your Wicked decks for any Pokemon fans.
Your Wicked decks. And we had someone make these for us out of the images. We are also going to run this all next year, too. So if there's a topic you missed, you can
pick it back
up next year. That's how we do it. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and share our image for our topic today. Our topic is the sun.
La Soleil.
I hate this.
It's screen.
What is this though? Presenter, content only, stand out, side by side. I don't know what the hell that is.
That's not how we do it.
That's not even part of it.
So screen this time. We always do Windows and it never worked. So let's do screen first.
There you go.
There. Can you
have an image?
Can you all see that?
Yes. It's funny you blow it up and then I blow it up every time. You'd think I'd stop doing it.
Slow learners.
Gemini. Anyway,
Hey. True, but hey.
Did I say that? Did I do that?
Is she even a Gemini still? Because I just saw that they
added
the 13th
bullshit.
sign, and everybody's
bullshit.
mad about it.
Yeah, no, that they've been trying to do that for the last 15 years. Is change our signs. Yeah, no.
Like every year they post a new one.
Right.
Because of the 13 moon cycle or the 13 quarters of the moon cycle, blah, blah, blah,
and
blah, blah.
Things have shifted. So I'll agree that if you were born from this time out, yes, maybe you are a new sign, but I don't, no. All right, that's my opinion. No.
What is the sign of the asshole?
The sign of that.
Wow.
The big brown fucker.
So let's go ahead and take a look at this beautiful image, and I want you guys to just take some time, gather it all in, and share freely afterwards. How does this image make you feel? What emotions does it bring up? What do you get out of this image? And you can go I know Aries new. We just kind of speak out of, we just go whenever and we interrupt each other, and it's okay. And I usually try to I try to guide everyone. So don't worry about talking over someone or.
It's an open discussion.
It's an open discussion. So.
Also known as using marker. Every time I have to dig through it, it's really loud. So.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, sorry. No, I was saying I keep muting myself because I'm coloring with markers and they're really loud.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, it's fine. It happens. Well, for me, this image pretty much represents that the sun is the center. It is the show. It's like center stage. And if you know anything about your sun sign, that is what is your center stage. That is what your prominent characteristic is. We were talking about astrology earlier.
I like how it kind of represents the wheel of the year in a way, because if you're paying attention to the shadows on the earth, they're changing
Yep.
Mhm.
just like they would like in the wheel of the year. So, and then I feel like it also represents the 4 elements because that's where you would put those as well.
Yep.
So, kind of a little bit of both.
When I look at it, it reminds me that we're not the centric part of the universe.
Yeah, like we all think
Yeah, I
we are.
am.
Gemini. Gemini. This is we're. I'm just gonna keep this Gemini anyway. So if you know anyone who thinks they're the center of the universe, Gemini, then no.
Think no. There's a difference.
Anyone else want to share their thoughts on the picture before I take it down?
Nothing that hasn't already been said on my end.
Yeah, that usually is what happens.
Well, like the phrase goes, it looks like the South is where the sun doesn't shine.
Right?
Wow. You're gonna stick it where the sun don't shine?
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky. Good
That's
Lord.
stinky.
Good Lord.
Ariel, we'll get along so well.
Oh, Ariel. Gemini.
I've only had one cider, so this is all natural. Just telling you.
I know. No, I know. I'm aware of that.
She doesn't mention it's a 164-ounce cider. But
That's
You
a
know,
lot of
let me just lay under the barrel here.
Right. So let's talk about the energy of the sun. Last week we talked about the moon, what is all hidden, what is receptive, what is more darker. So what do you think the sun represents? What energy does it represent?
masculine energy.
Yeah.
And all the crap that's out in the open that can be seen with the naked eye.
Right?
I associate the sun with I know this might sound weird. I kind of associate it with a feeling of vulnerability, like you're exposed, like everything's out there.
Yes. And that's good to point out because yes, it might be like, the sun is bright. Look, I mean, I think of Apollo, right? I think of he's just like, he's the sun and he's like, look at me. But then all the stories about Apollo are like, it's all an open book. It's all out there. And you got to kind of be prepared. Like that is the dominant side we show. And it can be frightening because sometimes you're like, I don't want everyone to know I'm a control freak. Or I don't want everyone to know that I'm a Gemini. Or
that's not a control freak. That's a Capricorn, sweetie.
no,
I feel like that was Virgo. That was 100% Virgo.
Right?
trying-
I'm like, I'm cool.
No.
I'll just go with the flow.
I was making fun of me because I'm kind of a control freak. And then I was making fun of Gemini. I was going to go through. It was a comma, like, yeah. Virgos too. It's the Earth sign organization. We are control freaks.
Oh, yeah. I'm so bad about it.
Oh, I'm terrible.
Bossy bottom.
Very bossy. I'm not a bossy bottom. I'm a
You're
bossy
bossy
top. Who are we kidding?
Or bossy
Or bossy bent over. So
That's why you wear them pigtails all the time.
that's right. Sorry, Ari. We get kind of carried away, but that's what makes the conversations fun. And then I got to wrangle.
Oh,
us.
no, it's having a good time. Yeah, it's chill.
So yeah, Ari says vulnerability. Anyone else? What do you think? What energy is the sun for you? What does it represent?
It's happy. I like to so I get up early enough that I can usually watch it rise, especially this time of the year, because
Yeah.
I get up at 6 and it's just barely starting to get light, and I watch it over here in the corner, and it's beautiful. And it's like a new beginning. I think of the sun as kind of like a beginning.
It is. Yeah, I like that. It rises in the east, and that's where all beginnings start.
And then it ends in the west where you die. Yeah.
Yep,
makes
and that's
perfect
the
sense.
end. Yeah.
It represents life.
Yeah.
You see the cycle of life. You see the growth, and you see the end. And
Yep.
you see that every single day.
Yeah.
Right? As above, so below, as within, so without, and all that jazz. Yeah.
Why is that sun energy so important for us to understand as witches and as pagans? Why is that? Why do we work with this energy? I mean, of course, we all love the moon, But
It brings the balance.
it brings the balance. You need the sun and the moon. You need day and night, right? Balance. There's that damn word again.
So, sometimes things need illumination, even if you don't want to see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can and you can continue to hide them in the dark, but in the light, like we were saying, all shit's exposed.
It's all gonna come out in the daytime, in the light of day, like
Yep.
they say. All will be revealed in the light of day. It's like, damn it, gotta get my story straight then. Right? It's like when I open the curtains in my house and let the light shine in, and then I realize how truly dusty my house is. So what do I do? Instead of dusting it, I shut the curtain.
Right? I don't want to see that
Same.
shit. Thanks.
I'm not the best house cleaner, but I'm okay with that. It always looks. That's why we keep our house very mood lighting. It's like you can't see all the dust, and it's moody. That's it. And you don't.
It's just the witch aesthetic.
It's the witch aesthetic.
There you
It's the aesthetic. There's dust and candle wax everywhere. I set it up that way.
Yeah.
Don't move the dust. It might be
intentionally
infused.
decorated.
What was that, Maya?
Maya, what was that?
My house is not dirty. It's intentionally decorated.
Yes, it looks
It's
like
lived in.
it's lived in. What does the sun do? What other things? I've got healing.
Yep.
If you think of Apollo,
Yeah.
he's the god of healing. He's the god of music. He's the
God of order.
order. So there's order and logic in the sun. Why do you think the sun is more of a logical?
Because you can see what's going on.
I want other people to answer, honey. I know you know the answer.
Well, I was answering.
I
You asked the question, you get an answer.
know, but I want them to contribute.
Well, then I'll just be quiet.
No, and now he's gonna pout. Go ahead.
Nope.
The sun is the sun.
I have said my piece.
The sunlight's on you. Come on.
Words.
Words.
Words and stuff.
Why is the sun more logical in energy?
The sun is the nurturer. I mean, without the sun, we can't grow things. We can't survive. And I think, in a sense, since the sun is the center, right? There's always someone's universe a center who is a nurturer, and that's the one that keeps the rest of the community thriving and going.
Yep.
Well, and in previous times, prior to the advent of electricity, everything was ruled. Anything that mattered was done during the daylight, where things are logical. You've got your work day, you've got, whatever it is that you got to go out and work the field,
Yeah.
And so I think because the logical things in life have been done that way far longer than we've had electricity, that's partly why the sun is associated with logic as well, maybe.
And order, not maybe, absolutely. And order and rules and logic, because it's there. You can see it. You see the order of things. You do the order of things. You cannot hide these things. They have to be done.
Right.
Yeah.
Can I add something?
Of course.
Please do, Ari.
I also I wanted to say that also why the sun might be associated more with logic and masculine properties overall would be because the moon doesn't emanate any of its own light. It's not its own source of light. It simply reflects from the sun, and it does and because of that, it kind of has a more subtle, mysterious side.
Yeah.
Whereas the sun, it literally produces its own light. It is its own source of energy.
Yeah.
And so just by existing, it illuminates everything else around it. So it's kind of more like associated with active characteristics than passive, subtle characteristics.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Very good. Yeah, absolutely.
I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah. This is why we have these discussions, because it's everyone, and just to know that, Ari, you're the one I'm aiming this at, because this is your first time, but there are no wrong answers. We all share information, and so we appreciate that. What was that, honey? Knowing or hope?
Not knowing when to rest versus shine. You told me to be quiet.
There's a note on here that says knowing when to rest versus when to shine. Rest, boy. Rest that mouth.
She never says those words.
I never said that. Ain't Anyway, I hear Ariel's giggle.
Okay. Does refrigerated apple juice go bad?
Are we talking weeks or are we talking months?
Like, I think a couple weeks.
No.
No. But after a couple months, yeah, I wouldn't test the
That's
theory.
why I asked that question the way I asked it.
So
You might get a little happy. It'll be apple cider, not apple juice.
what? Yeah. What? What? I lost my train of thought. Oh,
Sorry.
it's okay. It says shine brightly, let your light out. That's hard for some people to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to draw attention to yourself.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah, some people hate that. And I get it. You know, I'm not one of those people, but
I'm not one of them either. I'm like, oh, that's so
It's
not
the
me.
introvert extrovert
yeah,
concepts.
yeah.
Where
But don't you think it's important, even as someone who doesn't want the attention on them, it's probably would be a good thing to work on that sun energy, that brightness, that let's glow a little, because I think it's important for all of us to have that.
I would say, Ari, this would be a good question for you because you're such an introvert. How did yesterday go where you were getting to shine and you were getting to be the focal point? And how did you feel afterwards?
I still hate it. But I mean, again, like when you're introverted, it's kind of always be a little difficult. I feel like it is important, and I've been trying to actively embrace that side a little bit more and get a little bit more involved socially, because I feel that it kind of like builds a sense of like confidence, and I feel like it's almost like healing, just in a way of like, you deserve to take space, if that makes sense. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Well, and one thing I've found too that's really interesting as an extrovert and somebody who does not mind standing up and being the voice, I just don't. Oftentimes, I will sit back because I know that there are people out there who are like Ari, that takes a little bit more to get them to open up. And so I try to give them that opportunity as somebody who's completely comfortable in being in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. That's kind of what I try to do too, is I not only by saying, hey, you know, everyone needs that opportunity to shine, but also to show that it's okay to make a fool out of yourself in public, because I do it a lot. And like, it kind of eases the way for those who might not. They can say, okay, so Lola just has foot and mouth syndrome constantly. I think I'll be okay if I say something in public. Like, if she can do it and still like to do it, even after sometimes making an ass out of herself, then I think I can do it. So I try to be that clown that's like, hey, ha, you know, it's okay, you know.
It's the idea of charisma being your inner sun, where people are drawn to you and hit that magnetic pole like a sun has. And so when you're a very engaging, outgoing person and you're able to interact with anyone, people feel comfortable and can interact with you. So they're drawn to you, and it's almost like you build your own solar system.
I do have my own solar system.
I totally agree.
I actually love that analogy. That was actually, I don't know, that was really like interesting to me.
Well, because just think about it. Who is the person that you're going to be drawn to? The person that is being boisterous and outgoing, or the person that's being really secluded and, you know, and pulled in? Which person are you going to naturally gravitate to? It's going to be the person that's going to be engaging, because you're like, hey, they're saying something funny, or they're saying something that's resonating with me, or the person that's just brooding.
Yeah. But sometimes, though, you know, those people that are more quiet, those are the ones that know all the information, because they're sitting back. And sometimes you want to sit next to that quiet person and go, so, because I do that to people that are introverted in public. I'm like,
my husband will notice things that I don't even think about. And I'm like, what? Really?
Yep.
Okay. Because he's quiet and he's watching. I'm out there going, la, 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 la.
Yep, me too. I'm entertaining. And meanwhile, I got my friends who are very quiet and observing, and then I'll touch base with them later, and they're like, "Did you notice?" Blah blah blah, and I'm like, "I didn't even." I'm actually getting better at it. I'm much better than I was 10 years ago, but that's just because that's kind of part of what I need to work on, and I try to be observant and keep this shut when it's hard, but I still do it. Also, what does the sun represent usually in our traditions? I guess it can be a couple of elements.
Are you talking projective? Are you talking projective?
God energy, fire.
The God energy, but like elemental wise.
Fire is what I would most associate it with. But
Fire, air, energy. Oh, the teams quit working?
yeah, you're on. I hear you.
There it is. Okay.
I don't know. It might have froze on some people though, because it looks like Lola is frozen.
Yep.
But I heard you.
Yay, teams.
Gotta love
I
teams.
mean, she did say she wanted to be in the background a little more. Maybe that's
Fair
what
enough.
she mind, but
Yeah, Phil says the internet went out. They'll be right back. Damn computer. That's what happens when the sun goes out.
All right.
I wonder if that's going to ruin her recording.
Just a little bit, probably.
Yeah, probably. Hello again, Clarice.
Welcome back.
You're on mute.
So the universe was telling me to shut up.
There. Did you restart the recording?
No, it continues flowing on its own.
Yeah, it says it's still recording. Yeah.
We've
Okay.
we've ran into this issue in the past in previous weeks. We just have a computer that likes to drop internet randomly.
Yeah, this it's an old laptop. Yeah, it doesn't like to. It's picky. But anyway, so sometimes even the universe will say, "Let other people shine." Lola, I'm gonna shut everything down because you talk too much, and I'm like, all right. But okay, what I was gonna say is, also, doesn't the sun, when you are in that sunlight, it gives you actual physical energy?
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Um,
There are people who eat the sun. They live off of it. They sit on the mountain and eat the sun when it comes up, and that's all they eat. And I think that's really weird, but it's kind of interesting.
It literally provides a vitamin to your body.
yeah. And there's people we know that live in places like our friend Damaris moved to Alaska during this time of year where she's at. It's dark all the time.
Right?
And what is that? Seasonal
Depression.
Seasonal
Sad.
affective disorder.
Seasonal affective disorder is a real thing.
Well, yeah, there's a lot. When you get a lack of sun, you're usually more down, and then when you get, and especially for those people, when they have the excess of sun, they're so excited that they're so active in the summer they don't need to sleep as much. They go, and then they hibernate for the winter, just like a bear.
Yeah.
Right.
So in your
it's very just.
oh, sorry, go ahead, Ari.
I was gonna say it's really interesting that you guys say that because I actually feel like every time I'm in the sun, I feel like it's exhausting. I feel like it's too much. It's too intense. Like I always feel like it's just like, whereas when it's nighttime, I feel like it's tame enough and it's like quiet enough that I can really like come out and kind of, I don't know, feel like myself. But like in the sun, I always feel so like super drained.
Well, that also could be, I think you and I were talking about this yesterday during Witches and Wine, Ari, is it her and I were talking about I'm a late night owl.
Yeah, it's your circadian rhythms.
Yeah.
Are you guys on a night cycle or a day cycle? So for you, your nighttime is when your mind gets to explore and run, and so that's when you're able to do more functionality. Where
Yep.
a lot of times for the people that have trouble during the daylight, it's overwhelming, and so they shut down because it's too much.
Yep, that's how I feel. It's like overstimulating.
Yep.
I'm fine during the day, but I also have a very strange relationship with daytime.
She didn't experience it for years.
I didn't experience daytime hours for about pretty much all of the 90s, pretty much 10 years. And that was due to, certain drugs I was taking. I'd be up for days and days and days, but I never went out into the sunlight because I didn't want anyone to see. It was this paranoia thing. So it literally was like a vampire. But I've always, even before I got heavy into drugs in my 20s, even as a child and as a teenager, I always, as much as I'm outgoing and I love the sun energy, I've always been a night person. I come more alive at night. My creative juices flow. I'm much more in tune with writing. I write more. I do more magic and spells at night. I just enjoy it. So it does maybe, go to show what work we could do on ourselves, because we do need that balance, whether we like it or not, Ari, and we want to hide in the dark all the time. It's still something that makes us aware that, what kind of work would you be able to do with the sun? What kind of magic and what kind of sun? How do you work with the sun? And this is a question for all of you. What are some ways to work with the sun energy in your craft?
I would say anything that has to do with maybe revealing information or intentions, or
Yeah.
maybe revealing something that you're trying to figure out about yourself, something to bring to light.
Yeah. Anyone else?
I do my gratitudes in the morning when
Yep.
I'm out here having my coffee and my smokes before my day starts and the sun's rising. Yep. That's when I do gratitude.
I use sun water in energizing spells or like spells for motivation, anything where you need to get like energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think about harnessing when you need to get it motivated, when you need to get a kick in the ass. Go
Yep.
go in the daytime and do it and get yourself going.
Yeah.
Bree, what about you? You've been awful quiet for you.
For you. Are you there, Bree?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I got sidelined by some work
It's
crap.
okay.
No,
We're
you're
just
good.
making sure that you're still with us. And if you have to step away, that happens a lot because life gets in the way. We get it.
For the sun, I do the same thing that Ariel does, except it's like on my way to work, listening to some beautiful tunes.
Yeah.
I actually did that this morning, and when it all stopped, I had that little bit of like 10 minutes left of just silence where I was able to say to myself like what my, what I was trying to accomplish and everything. And it was great because it was raining at the same time. So I was just like, I was thinking about how as soon as I get to work parking lot, I'm literally going to dance in the rain all the way to the front door. Which was actually a lot of fun, even though people were looking at me crazy.
Well, whatever.
That's
Screw
new.
them.
It was fun though. It felt freeing.
I like it's kind of the same thing when we wake up and we do our devotional, and my favorite time is when we can do it outside and actually have the sun. And I know for me, when there's times when I just will lay in the sun and just let it shine on my face and just soak up that energy, and it's just my way of saying heal me, it lights up the things that I need to see. But there's such a healing and energizing feeling, even just if you just let the sun shine on your face, especially when we were in quarantine for so long.
Oh yeah.
During the dark time of the year, I know for me, I really appreciated it when I was doing Spring Mysteries last year, and I was holding Hecate's energy, and it's very, she's heavy and she's moon energy, and I was indoors because I was on the computer. We were doing it all on the computer, and it was really heavy, and there was times when I had to just be like, I gotta go outside and sit in the sun. And here I was and this was actually during the actual production of it. And here I was in my Hecate makeup and regalia, and I'm going just right outside in my backyard, and it's before we had a fence in the backyard. So I know people were walking by and they see, I mean, heck, I was looking the most witchiest I could ever look when I was in the whole Hecate thing with the
Did
crown.
you go out with the orange?
What?
So
Oh,
did
no.
you go out with the orange?
Not what I called Hecate's frilly prom dress. No.
Yeah.
No.
No.
I was in the black and silver gown, but I would just lay on the chair that folds back and
You didn't go in the saffron robes?
No, I did not go in the saffron robes. But I just laid back there and let the sun, and it was probably such a strange juxtaposition
Yeah.
to this what I appeared as very gothy, witchy looking, all in black, laying out in the sun. Oh!
You have a chthonic deity laying in the
Balance,
sun.
though.
Yeah, a chthonic deity laying in the sun. It was the irony of it did not go unnoticed in my little weird sense of humor. I thought it was pretty funny, but it was very much needed.
Oh, I think I
But it's
would've
also
laughed.
of the balance between the sun and the moon, though.
Yes, the moon deity was out worshiping the sun.
Well, she is a psychopomp, so it is the light and the dark.
Yep.
So there is that aspect of it that, you know, people forget because she is a torchbearer. She provides light.
She does illuminate, so she knows and sees everything, so she's used to being out there during the daylight hours and also in her cave. She's very good at that. She's like, I will come out in the sun and tell you all what idiots you are, and then I will go back in the dark cave.
And then I'm gonna sit back and just watch this shit.
And then I'll watch you guys just go fucking batshit.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Yes, Maya.
Oh, I think it was just an echo
Okay.
or
Yeah.
something.
Okay.
Yeah.
You keep highlighting, so I was thinking if you had something to say.
It's probably me clicking on my phone.
Oh,
Okay.
it's fine. Also, have you guys heard of sun spells?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, I really like doing sun spells to manifest things and to bring them to abundance. You know what that is.
Yeah.
You start with what your goal is in the center, and then the actual rays are the different things that you will do
The accomplishments.
to reach that. And it's very therapeutic. It's very I like that kind of spell work too, where you can see it and write it out.
And has anyone ever here done meditations in the sun compared to meditations in the dark? And how they differ in the messages and the energies and feelings you get?
Sure. So my holosync meditation is one I do every day. And I do it in the morning when I get out and I sit here with my cigarettes and my coffee and I listen to it.
Yeah.
And what it is it's rain falling in one side of your ear and then like a brook babbling in the other side. And then there's like Tibetan singing bowls in the first half an hour. And then after that, it changes. But what it does is it supposedly connects the cerebral cortex between the left and the right hemispheres of your brain. So it's a very interesting, and it's been around for a long time. Holosync is actually from like the 90s. It originally came out on cassette tape, believe it or not. So it's old, but it's a cool ass meditation. And I have been using the program religiously, probably for about the last 2 years.
Oh, nice.
And so I do that every morning. So my meditation is more of a morning meditation. I've just listened to my Enigma station when I go to bed. So
yeah.
Well,
so, we talk about letting your light shine and illuminating those things that you need to show what needs to be done. Almost holding yourself accountable is kind of how I view it. When you're out there,
you're not hiding nothing,
and you're sharing ideas with people. And sure, I'll take some more wine. And there's nowhere to hide, and like Ari said, that's a sense of like but aren't there those things too that I know we have our shadow work that we do that's in the shadows, but don't you also think that when you announce something in the sun energy that you are symbolically holding yourself accountable?
yes.
Because it is shining on what needs to be done. So that's why sometimes I will make open promises to people that I am teaching or leading in something, because I know that I said it to this group and now I have to do it. That's kind of what coven work is too. We hold each other accountable for things that you need to work on.
So it's kind of like the witch pyramid, right? Where you,
Mhm. Yep.
it's a piece of that, right?
Yeah. And it is. It's holding yourself accountable. It's shining the light on a lot of things that you have to work on that we don't necessarily want to work on. I think there is, even though it's called shadow work, when you bring it to illumination, I think it starts as a shadow and then it kind of comes up, kind of festers up and goes, hello, when you can't ignore it anymore. Where you're like, oh shit. And now you're really being held accountable because it's been shown, it's been lit up for everyone else to see. So I think there's something very frightening about that, but also really important.
Agreed.
Anyone have any thoughts that they want to share? It doesn't even have to be on what I just said.
Stuff in the sun. I agree. It does feel like you are more accountable because you're out there and anybody under the sun can see.
Yeah.
Whether you're doing what you say you're gonna do or you're kind of sloughing it up and going.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you go to a nightclub and you pick up on someone in that dim nightclub lighting, and then the end of the night they turn on all the regular lights, and then you see what you're really going home with.
Yep.
How I met this guy. No, I'm totally kidding. I'm kidding. We did not meet at a club. We met at work. But I mean, it's just like that concept of everything looks kind of mysterious, and you can kind of half hide things in like dim lighting, and it's like it's exciting. There's an episode of Sex and the City that I love so much because I physically can relate to it, but I think there's symbolism in that. She goes home with this younger guy, and like she's in her late 30s, maybe almost 40, and he's like in his early 20s. So, she's established, right? And he's kind of like that 22-year-old that's like, yeah, man, let's just hang out. And when they meet, it's in a bar and it's dimly lit, and they go back to his place and everything's dimly lit. He's got the cool lights, and they're having sex in that dim light, and it's really like mysterious, and everything looks like ooh ah. And then she wakes up the next morning with the bright sun shining in his apartment, and she realizes that his place is like a frat house. It's a fucking disaster. They use filters, coffee filters for toilet paper. So in the light of the day, she's like, oh my God. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is the truth. Like, this is the reality of it. And I know for me, literally and symbolically, that has happened to me.
At least once.
Right? It's like it's all pretty in the pretty lights and the dim lighting, and but then when the sun is out, you can't hide anything. It's kind of like when you I looked at myself today in the mirror in the car with the sunroof open on my car, and the light, this actual sun shining on all this silver hair, and I caught a glimpse of it and just went, whoa, like it was almost shocking. I was like, wow, there is a lot of silver.
I've always said she sparkles. Today she agreed.
Oh, it was beyond sparkle. It was so silver. It was like, I felt like I had a halo of silver.
Bling,
just
bling.
like, and it was a little shocking because our house is lit differently. I see it in dimmer lights. It's like, yeah, I like my hair with the silver growing out. Yeah. And then today I just happened to look in the mirror with that sun shining right on. And it was like, it was a little too much. It was a little too much reality. But then I got used to it. So do you see what I'm saying? Like, it can be shocking. But then after a while, it's like, all right, this is it. This is me. Right?
Yep.
Anything else anyone wants to share before we go visit Madame Zola?
I guess just that the Value Village down on Pines has got, and yes, I know they're costumes, but they've got some they got a pretty good selection of like some medieval-y type dresses and stuff right now. And they're not badly
Awesome.
priced.
Good to know. A little bit of a trip for me, but might be worth it. I haven't picked a Halloween costume yet. I think we froze again.
So
We'll go to Madame Zola in a minute.
yeah. Mhm. Gosh.
Well, hello again.
Hello again.
So,
Sorry about that.
Did you need to change into your Madame Zola costume?
Yeah,
yes.
that's you caught me. All right, so you go to Madame Zola. You're like, I need a 1-card draw that tells me basically where I'm at right now and what I need to do. So you go and you visit Madame Zola, and you're like, Madame Zola, and Madame Zola's like, yes, because that's how Madame Zola talks. Please do a 1-card draw. I need to know what I need to do right now. And she pulls, of course, what we saw earlier, the Sun card. So I'm going to go in order how I see you on the screen. So Ariel, if you got this card today as your card, what does that mean for you?
It means I need to pay more attention to the things that happen in the daytime and maybe work on balancing those issues, because maybe it's calling me out and saying I'm not like being 100% honest with myself or accountable or something like that.
Yeah, good. How about you, Maya? If you got this card today, what do you think this is saying?
I should probably get out of the house and do some more outside stuff.
Yeah.
Spend some time in that glorious sun.
Right? Before it disappears. Right? Ari, how about you? If you got this in a 1-card drawing, what do you think this would mean for you right now today?
I actually kind of perceive it less as like a literal sun and more of like the concept of like, if I saw that card, I would feel like I would feel like I needed to like reach within and just kind of relax, just unwind and just be content being able to like feel, not like be exposed or whatever, but be content being in the spotlight and be like get in touch with especially like the energy of like youthfulness. And you know how kids are like, they're never ashamed or embarrassed, they live life freely and they don't experience like that insecurity and that secrecy. I would like really take that in as like don't be afraid, like don't feel like you can't shine, don't feel like you have to hide in the background. That's kind of how I would perceive that. I know that's a little different, but that's how I would see it.
No, that's again, this is your personal interpretation. How your personal interpretation is absolutely 110% correct.
Even 115.
Even 115. I'll give you 5 extra percent points. How about you, Bree? If you got this card, what would this mean to you today?
For me today, that's telling me that my center needs to be nurtured. My personal center in myself, in my universe, I need to nurture it. And I haven't been doing that lately.
Awesome. Yeah. Good. Brilliant. How about you, honey?
For me, it's changing my focus. I have been so job driven recently with trying to get promotions and other things that I need to remember what my actual focus and purpose is, and to remind myself what my goals are in the future.
Yeah. If I got this card today, for me, what the first thing that says is that what I'm doing matters. What I'm doing is illuminating to people, and to stop feeling so insecure about, am I doing the right thing to lead and to teach, because that's been a big thing lately with me, is feeling the unappreciated, am I coming across as too much, or am I good enough to run a coven? Am I good enough to lead in our community? And this says you're right where you need to be, and you're doing fine, and have faith in yourself. You can be the sun, and it's okay. So awesome. So what we are going to do next is I'm going to put, if you guys can open your chats. I know some of you might be on your
This button.
Oh, no.
Try to do one too many things at the same time.
Yep, it's like, nope, sorry.
Yeah. Nope, not today.
You can thank Mercury retrograde.
Oh, we're full moon tonight. Or
No,
new moon.
new
are we?
moon. New moon tonight.
Yes, I think it. Okay.
No, it's not full moon because I always start my women lead on that exact day.
Lucky
Fair.
you. Happy full moon. There you go.
Ugh.
God, that was
That's
that
when
last.
I looked at it and I was like, oh man, same day. I was like, again.
Well, at least you're regular. That's always nice. Kind of
I'm
count
ready
on
to
it.
be done with it.
It's nice not bleeding. I haven't bled in years. But that's because I have a birth control.
But you got birth control? I'm glad I came in the middle of that conversation. Okay, so before this cuts out again, does everyone have the chat open?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share the image of the sun in our chat, and this is your time to download it. And I'm sorry I'm running through this quick because this computer does not want to hold internet, and it's just being annoying.
It's getting more and more frustrating.
It's getting worse and worse. We just decided we might need to just get a new laptop. Yeah. So does everyone? Oh, come on.
It's there.
Do you guys see the image in the chat?
Yes.
Yes.
So go ahead and try to download it, save it, whatever you need to do.
Yeah, you can right click on it, I believe,
Or
or copy image, or you can actually click if you hover.
If you click the ellipsis.
We can't talk at the same time.
I just want to say ellipsis.
If you hover, you'll see the ellipsis, the 3 dots. If you do that, I think there's a section where you can I don't
save this message.
Save this message. I don't know if you want to save it. Oh yeah, save it. There's ways to do it, or more actions. I don't know. Did everyone get it downloaded? I think that's the important question.
Yes.
Got it.
Ari,
did you get it? If you're talking, you're on mute.
Hold on, are you guys talking to me?
Yes. Did you get the
Sorry,
image
there's a lot
in
of
the chat?
going on. My fiance just brought home McDonald's, so I'm like,
Oh, I get it.
I
Did
downloaded it though.
you got it downloaded?
Yeah.
Oh, good,
Okay, perfect.
good. All right. And of course, here's where we do our
No,
little.
It's not gonna work because you just copied the other thing.
I know. I just realized that.
Good try, though.
Thanks. If we have helped facilitate a spiritual experience for you today, please consider donating to Children of the Crossroads ATC to help fund events like this. Your gifts of any amount are greatly appreciated, and donations may be tax deductible, as Children of the Crossroads ATC is a 501c3 nonprofit. I'm going to put the links in the chat. You do not have to donate, but if you do, we greatly appreciate it. And there's 2 links there. There's a PayPal and a Venmo. And next week we will be talking, the topic will be choices.
Ooh.
Choices, people.
And it's a
Tonight?
good for those of you guys who like the good imagery. Next week's is a very good one.
Cool.
It is? That's okay.
What card did we start with at the beginning of the year?
The very
out of curiosity.
The very first card was.
It is. Book of Shadows.
Book of Shadows.
I got Herstory as my first one, so I'm thinking I missed a few
I
weeks
think
in the
that
beginning.
Yeah,
Herstory
you
is
came
week 3.
you came in the
No, hold on.
yeah.
Not that I
Herstory
haven't
was
missed
week
a few
2.
in between too, but
Yeah,
Herstory
you were in the
was
second week.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
I was just
Yep.
trying to gauge where my deck was at. I was like, where am I at?
So I do remove the image from the chat, so people who have not attended tonight, they don't get to download it.
They can see
These are the rules that the Golden Thread Grove made. And I kind of see why, because it gets people to attend, because it's a fun little thing, and when you collect all of them, you can do what you want to with them, and it's kind of cool. We have talked about redoing the art. It's not our artwork. It's the Coven, the Golden Thread Grove. We have talked about redoing the cards. We know a few artist friends.
Lola and I are not artists.
We are not artists.
So if any artist friends,
It would be stick people. So yeah.
and misshapen stick people at that.
At that. Yes. So all right. Well, we will see you next Wednesday. Thank you all so much. We love these topics. We love these discussions. And we'll be here next week.
Yep.
Same bat channel.
And
same bat time.
Thank you for persevering through our tech issues like usual.
I know, you guys. This is awful. And we're going to stop the recording. So say bye to the recording.
Bye recording.
Bye.
Bye.
Recording.
Bye recording.
Bye.